Alright, hello and welcome back. So, as you can see, I just unboxed the brand new Roku Voice Remote Pro. Now, Roku announced this new product this week among other new products like the Roku Express 4K and the Roku Stream Bar Pro. But I mainly picked this up because obviously this is a remote that has some brand spanking new features on it that I can see myself using very often through this remote, including a new feature where you can put this remote somewhere and you can say, hey Roku, watch this show or watch this movie or whatever. Plus, it has a rechargeable battery. So now you no longer have to worry about changing the batteries of the remote every few months. When the batteries die out, all you have to do is just plug in this battery, plug in the remote into a wall outlet, and it takes about 2 to 3 hours and it charges all the way, and you can use it for a few months. So you can do this for several months per charge. And yeah, so I decided to pick this up. So today we're going to take a look at it. We're going to compare this as well to the old Roku Ultra 2018 remote I have. And we're going to set it up and demo these new features. So stay tuned to this video for that. Alright, so let's compare the new Roku Voice Remote Pro to the Roku Ultra I have from 2018 with each remote that came included. So on the left is the 2018 Roku Ultra remote, on the right is the Voice Remote Pro. So on the right, which is the Voice Remote Pro, kind of looks the same as the 2019 and 2020 Roku Ultra remote. You have all the usual buttons, including the personal custom buttons that you can use to set it to a particular channel or a particular movie or TV show. And then new to these buttons, well, not really new, but you have the Disney, the Sling redesign logo, the Hulu logo, and the Netflix logo. So you can press these buttons and get to the channels if you want to. The 2018 Roku Ultra, you have kind of the same thing, except for you have the A and B buttons for games, even though Roku is not really focusing on games as much as they used to. So just keep that noted. Now on the right side of both of the remotes, on the new Roku Voice Remote Pro, you have the usual up and down buttons for the volume, and then you have the mute button here. On the 2018 Roku Ultra, you don't have it. You only have the up and down buttons for the volume. Now, might as well say that if you have a 2019 or 2020 Roku Ultra, this wouldn't really be a fair comparison, so just keep that noted. But if you have a 2018 Roku Ultra, then this part of the video obviously is for you. Alright, so when you get to the back of the remote is when you get to see the major changes. So on the right, you have a flushed back with the speaker, which you can use to find your remote. And then you don't even have the removable battery cover. You just have a flush battery, because one of the features of the Roku Voice Remote Pro is the rechargeable battery that you can use. So just keep that noted. And then you have the pair button at the bottom and a little LED, not a droplet, it's just a LED where it pulses green if you are charging it or if you are pairing it. On the old Roku Ultra from 2018, you have the speaker, you have the removable battery cover, and that's it. Now let's get to the left side. Now, when mine came in the mail, it had this Roku, Hey Roku feature by default on. And then if you want to stretch it off, you can stretch it off like so. On the old Roku Ultra, you just have the headphone jack. And then finally on the bottom of the new Roku Voice Remote Pro, you have the charging port. Now, might find some people not liking that fact that the charging port on the bottom has USB-A, but not USB Type-C, which, you know, some people may not like because people nowadays are switching to USB-Cs and tech devices are making that standard. So some people might find disappointing that Roku does not have USB Type-C on there. Me personally, I don't mind it because I have a lot of wires that are USB-A. So yeah, not a deal breaker for me. Maybe it could be to you. On the old Roku Ultra 2018, you just have the Roku tag, and that's it. So yeah, that's the comparison of the new Roku Voice Remote Pro versus an older Roku remote. So now what we're going to do is set it up, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And then we're going to try out some features that the Voice Remote Pro offers. Alright, so to set up the Roku Voice Remote Pro with your Roku or Roku TV, first take your old Roku remote and you have to press and hold on the home button. So you gotta do that until you see the next screen. And then it says select devices to set up. So now we're going to click on the Roku remote. And then we're gonna hit on continue. Next up, you're going to take the back of the Roku Voice Remote Pro and you're going to press and hold on the parent button until you see a green light that blinks. So you can see the green light is blinking. So now it's searching on the Roku TV. Now it's pairing. And now it says you're done. And then it says hands-free voice is easy to use. So that's on the next screen. It's going to ask you, do you understand that Roku might collect your data when you use the hands-free voice feature? So keep that noted. And then you click on I understand, and then you click continue. And then you can try the new one of the new features, which is the hands-free voice. And let's try that right now. Hey Roku. Alright, so if you see that it doesn't really work, it might take a while for it to fully set up. Okay, now it's working. So now it says, oh, done. So I'm going to try it again. So I'm going to cancel. Oh, it looks like it's thinking. Okay, let's try that again. Hey, Roku. Hey, Roku. Alright, maybe I might need to put it closer to my voice. Hey, Roku. Alright, so we might need to give it a moment or two before it fully works. So I'm going to come back in a moment when it fully is able to work. Hey, Roku. What time is it? Hey, Roku. What time is it? Yep. So I've been trying this thing like a bunch of times, trying out the Hey Roku commands, and it's been barely working. So yeah, I don't like that so far. So that's one of the things I don't really like about this remote already, myself. The voice commands are not working, at least when it comes to, you know, when I wanted to use it hand-free. Let's try that one more time. Hey, Roku! Yeah. Not gonna be working right now, isn't it? So yeah, that's one of the things I don't like about the Roku Voice Remote Pro. The voice commands are not working hands-free. Now I'm going to turn off the hands-free voice command right now. And let's see if that will work. So I'm going to try it manually. What time is it? Not even working either. What time is it? Launch Pluto TV. What is wrong with this thing? Hello, Roku voice. Work. Oh my goodness. Another thing I want to show you with the Roku Voice Remote Pro is obviously it is now able to recharge because it has a built-in battery. So it kind of copy a feature off of the Apple TV where it has a rechargeable battery of its own. Now you can do it on the Roku with the Voice Remote Pro. So I have the USB Type A. So let's plug it in the other way. Seems like I always miss it. There we go. So now the battery is charging, if you can tell with the green light pulsing. So it's working now. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like from the TV. So let's plug it in again. And you can tell from the TV it says battery is charging. When you unplug it, it says the battery percentage at the moment. If you never had a 2019 or 2020 Roku Ultra, this might be a feature that you would consider new with the shortcuts, the 2 built-in shortcuts that you have now. So I can program the second button or the first button to do channel launches or searches. So let's try it right now. And the way you set up is that you do your usual voice command, and then when it does it, you press and hold one of the 2 buttons, and then it should be able to automatically set that up when you hear the beep, and then the next time you press it, it should automatically take you to your channel or your search. So let's try it right now. Launch Haystack News. Oh, now it launches. How nice. All right. Now let's press and hold the second button. So you hear the beep. So now when I press the second button, it should be able to do what I ask it to do. So let's try that right now. So let's press the 2 button right now. Okay, that time it worked. There we go. You have the headphone jack. Now it doesn't matter if the Roku TV or the Roku Ultra or whatever. As long as you see the headphone jack, you can plug in your headphones and you can turn up or down the volume and mute it and do whatever you want with it. Finally, let's look at the settings for the new Roku Voice Remote Pro. And in there we have the About page. You can find your remote and you can press OK and the sound will play for 30 seconds, and you can find your remote there. You can change the remote finder sound, and you can preview it as well by pressing and holding the OK button. And then you can hear it works. And then you have the hands-free feature. Now, in order to use that setting, you have to physically use it from the remote. So press on, then it works. When you press it off, that's when it turns off. You also have to find my remote feature built into this remote, so I'm just gonna toss it somewhere and oh, I forgot to turn it on too and switch it on again. There we go. So I'm just gonna toss it and just hope and pray that God it works this time. So let's see. Hey Roku, find my remote. Hey Roku, find the remote. This is ridiculous. It's not even finding my remote. Let's wrap up this video. Alright, so let's end this video right now. Let's give you my first impressions. Let's start with what I don't like. And I think the first thing I don't like is obviously what you've been seeing, the hands-free feature not fully working. I've been saying, hey Roku, constantly, as you can tell throughout the video, and the feature has not fully been working. I want to say that this is probably an issue on my end. Well, look, as soon as I say it, now it wants to kind of work again. But yeah, that was going to fully work. But yeah. Alright, so yeah, not fully working. I want to say maybe this is maybe a fluke. Maybe it might need an update. Maybe it might need a patch to make it work fully. But for my first impression, it's not fully working, unfortunately, to me. Having errors now and then, can't really recognize my voice, can't recognize what I'm saying, having all these errors and whatnot. Now, the manual voice has kind of been working out. Hopefully that continues. So that's probably the main thing I don't like about it. And then the last thing that you may not like about it is the charging port, which is not even using USB Type-C, it's using USB Type-A. And yeah, to you, maybe this is something you may not like about the Roku Voice Remote Pro. Now, the navigation features does work as per usual. All the buttons work. The 2 custom buttons work. I would assume that the preset buttons work as well. TV on and off works. All that stuff. I mean, everything works except for the hands-free feature. And that's something I don't like about it. Maybe that could be just me. Maybe that could be on you as well if you do have this Roku Voice Remote Pro and it doesn't work for you. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Has the hands-on feature work for you? Or are you having the same error as I am having with it? Let me know in the comments. So, I'll probably make an updated video on the Roku Voice Remote Pro. Maybe let you know if it does start to work well with the hands-free voice, or maybe not. We'll find out. But $39.99 for the Roku Voice Remote Pro, online at Roku.com right now. You can buy it, and it's going to be coming to retailers on May or June. Now, Roku also announced the OS X feature, which has more voice features. And we're going to take a look at that when my Roku Ultra from 2018 has that update. So we're going to go deep into it as well and show you all the features related to it. But until then, that's it for this edition of Roku Now. Hopefully you got the most out of your Roku experience. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.